or you can just raise your hand and then I'd bring you up. So we have pictures on Oman and Egypt. We're trying to look for something that is very beautiful, cool, and that kind of aligns with that region. Let's see. There's so many templates, but I think I've seen some that I like. All right. Okay, let's do this. And we're going to click on customize templates so that we can use this particular template. And there you have it. Canva is arranging that template and getting it ready for us so that we can just go in and begin to edit. Right. So I think that I'd like to say this first, that everything we're doing today, we're like doing it from scratch. There's no text anywhere, no words anywhere. So we're picking places and then we're adding together. So rather than using things to do, we can say experiences you will love. So the thing about designs is just that you have to be creative, right? Even if you found something and you're like, oh, this is how they do it, you must be able to have like your own extra touch when it comes to design. And do not forget, there's some rules that are just basic. It has to appeal to people's emotion. It has to be eye catching. And there was one thing that I and a couple of journey experts discussed on Facebook today. It's called priming, where you're literally doing everything with your words, with your images, and your brand to ensure that people are familiarizing with your business. That is, let's say that you sell a destination where there's so many deserts there, for example. You're supposed to be posting pictures that are aligned with that environment, and that way you're beginning to paint specific pictures and feelings in the minds of people. Experiences you will love. Okay, there's so much space there. What this will now mean that when the text eventually comes together, I would have to also reduce the font so that, yes, we've written experiences you would love. Of course, let's just call this Egypt store. Oh, but I have some pictures of Oman instead. Okay. Would still have to edit this font. You see how this is, you should never send out a design like this. The font is just too big. And your type, okay, so there's something that we also call typography. Your text should not overlap one or the other. It just has to be clear. And make sure that whatever font you're using is legible. Okay, this is going to take a long time from 71 to, let's see if we can do 60. Okay. Okay, fantastic. This works well. So basically, we're at this other point where we are having experiences in Egypt. Let's see where they can visit here. Okay, visit the pyramid. Visit. Do we use the word visit? So one of the things that would also do is that for a brochure, let's not we're sending it out to somebody, right? And everything that we say and everything that we show them in that brochure will determine if at the end of the day they're going to be interested in our trip or our tours or not. So we want to like carefully align our words to number one, to first of all appeal to the emotions of people, and secondly to get us to achieve our purpose, which is, I mean, turning them into one, either an interested buyer or an immediate buyer. Okay, so here we can say we've used experience. Let's see the beauty or see the historical pyramid. And we're just going to find a picture here and change into that. So this is another thing that you can see. Elliott Mountains. Let's see. I don't want to use build. That sounds like too much grammar. So I want to use words that are simple and that people can relate with. You would love. If you're running, I think I also need to say this. If you're running a B2C business, there's no need for you to sound when you're sending out a brochure. But if you're like a B2B business where you're working with another agent or you're working with another travel marketplace, you might want to think twice before you use certain words. But if this is going directly to a client, by all means, make sure that your words are simple and make sure that your words evoke certain emotions. Okay, another thing is my screen might be too small because I'm working on desktop. Okay, you would love Elliot. So what I'm doing now is that I'm filling it with some experiences in Egypt before we now go to, moving pictures and adding pictures. This word, admire the arts in Florence, I think this is amazing. I'm not going to change the word admire. I'm just going to, put another word. So, admire the captivating. So basically, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling these words with experiences that are real in Egypt. Dead Sea. Okay, so we have Nebo here too. It's not just the Dead Sea. Another thing that you can also see is Masada. Discover Eyaru, Pirate, Dahabia. Right, so okay. Then we come here. This is like the general description for this particular brochure. Okay, discover the magic of Italy on a guided tour. Join us for a journey through Italy's most iconic destination. Okay. Now this also gives you an idea of what to fill in here as the text. Experience. I sort of like the word experience because it feels like you're trying to help the traveler or a tourist step into what you really want them to know or see in a particular location. So forgive me if I'm going to be using that word too much. But if you're creating yours, I wouldn't advise that you use too much of the same word. You can always interchange the words, even if they mean the same things. Experience the beauty of Egypt. So Egypt is apparently one of those popular destinations in Africa. And that's one of the things I'm going to be highlighting in this main description. Responsibility of Egypt. It's breathtaking landscape. I also want to use statistics. Last time I checked, I think that for the previous year, I think there were over 10 million tourists that came into Egypt, 10 million thereabout. So I'm sure it would have increased this year, but I'm going to just be sticking with 10 million. 10 million tourists cannot be wrong. So, travel agent wise or tour operator wise, this statement might be wrong, but copywriting wise, it is not. And this is also another thing where we're trying to use research to convince people that, people have been here. This place is beautiful. If it is not, people will not be coming. So if somebody that is at the point where they're thinking of, okay, I want to buy this, or I'm in between decisions, they see things like this, like, oh, okay, this is cool. So we're still feeling with the experience. This is the second page. Concerning how many pages your travel brochure will have, it's all on you. You can decide to have it more than two, more than three, but I wouldn't advise that it's more than five, right? So what you just have to do is ensure that you're putting your best pictures into it. Ensure that, just like when we say, oh, put your best foot forward, make sure that the text that you're putting, they're just what you really want to have in it, and that's enough. If somebody were to be for someone to ask for a brochure, it means that they're already interested. So at that point, what you're literally trying to do is you're trying to convince them, but you're not trying to sell hard to them. Another thing that they can see is, so we just put this: explore Umbu Temple. Umbu Temple is also a place in Egypt. And okay. Mm, discover the ruins. Sorry, capital D. Yes, you also have to take your typography. It's very important. If it's a noun or a pronoun, just leave it in capital letters. If you're starting a sentence, the same way, start with capital letters. So this is Canon Temple, right? Okay, so we have seven. Oh, there's still more here. Uh, Looking for the right word. Let the sun. Okay, let's not describe anything here. The breathtaking. I would usually advise that before you start your designs, take a look at the template that you want to use and then create a copy ahead. So what you're just doing is you're copying and pasting into specific positions. But I didn't want it to look like I was doing some kind of magic. So I just thought, let's just do everything on the spot. Sunrise. So there's a sunrise balloon, right, in Egypt that we can also. And another thing I think I also have to say is that it doesn't matter what I'm feeling this in, because these are like general experiences that are available in Egypt. For you as a tour operator or a travel agent, you already know the kind of experience or packages that your clients can get. So that is what you should be filling these designs with, and not something random. Get exclusive access to the pause of mistakes. I would like to just decrease this, because it's looking like it's overlapping into the next page, and you can always move. This is how you move text from join our tour. Here, I would rather say, I wouldn't like to use a word like join our tour, because your brochure is a very intentional process in your sales. I'm trying as much as I can that everything, every text, wherever we're having it, is very intentional and it is geared towards converting them. So rather than say join our tours, I'll be like, nah, I don't want to use the word express again. Um, We're not using the word experience. We want to use another word. The okay, so here I'd like to use something that highlights the fact that your tour company, you're an expert. Three things that you must never forget when you're sending your brochure. First of all, you must be clear. Secondly, as fast as you can, you have to establish authority because I mean this is a multi-trillion dollar market and there are many people like yourself, and the thing with travelers and tourists is that when they are researching it means that they have options, so it's the option that maybe stand out or maybe matches their goal. So for some of them fulfillment, for some of them they're doing budget travel, for some of them they just want to get out of where they are and experience the world. So it is whichever brochure matches that they're going to patronize. So here I want to say I don't want to use the word experience. That's why okay. See, get exclusive access to the beauty. That's not the so this is just like a template, but Egypt with uh trust there. In this case, we can use well rather than saying that, we can just come here and say we have been reviewed by 1,000 travelers. It's your turn. This is like a bold statement. But if you think that, you don't have enough social proof, that is, you don't have a lot of people that has reviewed your business and all of that, let's not try to, say, oh, we've been reviewed, when in actual sense, we have not. We can always use something else rather than say we've been reviewed. We can use we've been trusted by, or just other stuffs. But as much as you can, you want to be transparent and you always want to say the truth. So I'm also going to decrease this because colors is overlapping with we've been reviewed by 1,000 travelers. Now it's your turn. Yes, and the last page. So basically we can leave the contact details and all of that. This is not true. You just have to put yours. And there you have your brochure. Like I said, we'd have to change the images here, but I realized that we've just done one design and we're like 22 minutes gone. So let's go into the next. Thank you for joining us. I think some of us joined late, but we just keep having the class. So the next thing is if you're running adverts, we want to create an image that goes well with your advert. And do not forget that when you're running advert, it also has to go with a copy. So in this case, I'm just going to go on Canva and say travel adverts. I'm just trying to get templates. That's why I'm saying travel adverts. I think I just have to, I'll go back to home. So we just designed our brochure actually. Okay. The next thing we're trying to do now is we're trying to design an image for our adverts because we want to run an advert. So we want to run a ad, travel adverts. And basically you see tons of templates, but we're looking for templates that are related to travel. Okay, nice. Because we're using this or we're doing this design from a free account, it's important to just use free designs. If you update your Canva, you can always use, premium designs. But for this, I'm going to be using free design, and I think this is okay. And I'm just going to go into Canva and is that working? Yes, because I'm using a desktop, we have to make it bold so that you can see. In this case, we're not exploring Spain because don't forget that we're trying to. I'm also first things I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this. We have just a few more minutes to go. Let's see. Okay, this white sure looks okay. Let's see what color we can give this and see. Come here. Oh, okay, this is part of the picture. Something from the picture. Let's see, I can just change the picture as I'll edit it. Okay, effects. Let's see. What is it now? Okay, let's see. I'm trying to do something that perfectly blends with what we're trying to do. Okay. In this case, let's say we're trying to explore Oman. We're going to first of all ungroup. You don't have to ungroup, but it's advisable that you ungroup so that you don't keep moving your text all over the place. Explore. Let's say we're exploring Oman. But I think that explore is an overused word, so let's see. Okay. Rather than I'm going to use it, I'm going to design this with the concept that it's summer and we're trying to make people we're trying to advertise Oman to people that they can come visit us in summer. So I'm just going to go here and say summer Oman. I have to make sure this is what I'm editing, so my text has to come here. Okay. My friend needs to take this off and yeah. Summer. Okay. Summer. Summer. Okay. So this is summer Oman. We're trying to promote Oman because it's summer. Book your trip today. I think that's okay. We should also ungroup this. Reach out. So this is for people who want to reach out to us. Let's just put our number here. 715-303-1018. Yes, we can take this off. I don't think that it adds much to the delete. Now we also want to change these pictures. For you to change, you just have to come here and go to photos. Let's see. Okay, upload. In this case, I would like to upload a file myself. Hmm. Another thing that Canva gives you the opportunity to do is to check their own images and just do whatever you want to do with it. Let's see if I can see pictures here. Their photos. Okay, fantastic. These are beautiful. Oh, they're pro. So we also have to look for the ones that are not paid. Mm, the very beautiful ones are paid. But as a tour operator and travel agent, I'm sure that you would have yours. So I'm just going to take this off and then put this here. Okay, so first things, we're going to have to reduce this, right? Let's come here. Now the first thing is there's something here that we have to also ungroup. And we can decide to move this a bit. And if you want, we can also stretch it to the end of the design, but I don't think that makes enough sense. So we can have this here and just move it by ourselves. Okay, that's one. We can also come here, remove this image, and so this is a placeholder for images. If we're able to find an image that's for Oman and it's not in Pro, that is like this, then we can use the same placeholder. I also want to use great images, even though, yeah. So we need to look for an image that is portrait and not landscape. Okay, I think I will just use, there's an image of a mosque that I saw here. Maybe we can just manage this, but not the best, definitely. So we just have to bring this image into this, and I would also have to reduce the size. Can we see how I'm reducing the size? We can have this like this. So we have to also come here. You already have your own images, and make sure that you use the best of your images. Very important. Another thing we can do is we can decide that we don't want this standing straight. We want to have a slant, and we just change the standing position. We just change how it stays on the on the design. You can also decide to use it to fill this list so that it doesn't look like there are actually spaces, even though there are. Okay, summer man, book your trip today. Let's see which one aligns with this the most. You just have to go to filters here. Mm, okay, this is quite bright. Right, so basically this is how you make a a design for your travel adverts using Canva. And remember that Canva is free except you decide to, update to the paid plan. But I think that with whatever you know, you can definitely use the free plan. Is you still get something great. And we also worked on designing a brochure. So does anyone have questions? I think I should bring people on stage. So do you have any question?
Yes, I have some
Okay, please go
questions
on.
concerning. I can have some questions concerning the results canvas. Is it
Oh, okay.
free of charge, or, it's done for payment? I mean that
Cam-
applications because
It's actually free.
canvas.
On Yeah, it's actually free until you're ready to buy. I can type it in the chat. Canva.com is actually free. You can get a couple of lots of good designs for it from it for free to you're, ready to pay and all of that.
Okay, and how about uh, how about creating those brochures?
Yeah,
Is
so
it
we
costly?
had no, that's also free. We had that first before we went to travel at creative. So maybe one of the things I'm going to do at the end of this session is I'm going to send you a link to the recording so that you can watch it.
Okay. That was my questions concerning about that lesson you offered us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Esther.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining to this session. See you next one.
Thank
Bye.
you, and God bless you. Bye.